Hello everyone, welcome back to the Stretford View. This is my preview of Manchester United's game against Tottenham, Saturday 12:30 kickoff. And yeah, we should be out for revenge. When I saw it was Tottenham in the fixture list, my heart dropped, essentially. Like, these guys were never bothering us at all. They were actually always kind of my favourite top 6 team that wasn't United. Fuck Arsenal, fuck Liverpool, fuck City. Don't really care about Chelsea. I don't like Chelsea, but they're not as bad as the other three. But Tottenham are kind of just alright. You know, they were fine. And then the 24-25 season happened, where they continuously just destroyed us, occasion after occasion. No let up. The League Cup, the Premier League, and also the Europa League. I think what made it more annoying that we lost them so much last season was that we still finished above them in the Premier League. Like, they finished 17th last season, and they bet us like 37 times in all competitions last season, including the most depressing game post-Ferguson. I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to think about that. It's very hard for me not to think about that, especially because we're playing these guys and I'm so desperate for a win. I didn't do a preview or a review for the Forest game. My preview for the Forest game was kind of included in the back end of my review of our win against Brighton. About that game, I put a post actually on my channel. I kind of missed probably about 60% of the game just because my stream kept cutting in and out. So I saw kind of the first 20-25 minutes. I missed the last 20 minutes of the first half, so I didn't see our goal, had to watch it back. I did unfortunately see the first 5 minutes of the second half where it kind of fell apart for us, and Forest just completely destroyed us from long balls into the box, set pieces, high press. They were very energetic and very good under Dyche. I thought 2-2 was probably a fair result from what I saw. Ahmad scored a wonder goal. He was very unlucky not to score the winner. I was kind of upset that we didn't go on to win it after we got that equaliser with 10 minutes to go. But look, we won 3 games in a row. That's kind of our peak, to be honest. That might be the best 3 weeks of our season. A draw away at Forest isn't too bad. I know Forest have been terrible, but you know, they got another new manager in, so a second new manager bounce, and you know, Sean Dyche is much more of a one-to-one to what Nuno is as a manager compared to what Ange is. So they're kind of going back to their roots, Forest, and they're probably going to be okay. I imagine Dyche is going to keep them up, and he might even get them kind of towards the higher end of the bottom half of the table. But yeah, look, we drew that game. We move on. We'll take a point. This game against Tottenham, though, I really want all 3. And I know that sounds obvious, but with Tottenham, it's personal. These guys have just bitched us out for the last year, so we really need to step up and get the 3 points. I really do rate Thomas Frank as a manager. I think he did amazing at Brentford. It's been weird with him so far at Spurs. He's kind of shown signs of promise, and it's a bit like, I suppose, what Forest did, getting rid of Nuno and bringing in Ange. It's a complete style shift. Ange and Thomas Frank are completely different managers. Thomas Frank's a lot more compact. Ange is just kind of, I don't even know what you'd call Ange's system. It's just the most insane but entertaining watch of any Premier League system, in my opinion. But Thomas Frank has kind of settled it down at Tottenham in terms of their defence. They're a bit more ugly to watch now. Some Spurs fans aren't happy, but a lot of Spurs fans knew Ange had to go, even though he won the Europa League for them. And they've kind of started the season a bit like us. They've had really high moments, but also they've had really low moments. They've been really inconsistent up and down each week. So yeah, it's kind of a difficult match to call. I'm going to back us though, but I think the way we've been playing the last few weeks, we've been playing better than Tottenham have the last few weeks. And there's so much incentive to get one over on them for what they did to us last season. In terms of lineup and stuff, I think I'd pretty much play the exact same team against Forest, although I think I might pick Dorgu over Dalot for left wing back. Both of them are wildly inconsistent, especially going forward. Their crossing, their final ball, their just general play going forward is both so inconsistent. Like Dalot can be awful going forward, or he can dribble past 3 players and put a brilliant ball in with his weak foot. There's no in between. Dorgu's a bit like that as well, but I just prefer the balance of the team when Dorgu's there. I don't really like having 2 wing backs that both are on the wrong side, in the sense that they both want to cut in and play inside. It's fine with Ahmad, because Ahmad is a lot better going forward than Dalot is, but Dalot, I don't know, I just want a left-footed left back. Call me old-fashioned, that's what I want. But apart from that, I'd play pretty much the same team. I did think our defence was poor though against Forest, especially with dealing with the goals. Yoro wasn't great. But also, Yoro hasn't really done much wrong since he's come in. He's only 18-19, so I don't really want to dig him out. I think it's not worthy enough to drop him. I still would give him another chance, especially with Spurs attack. So Spurs have quite an athletic, agile attack. You have Kudus, you have Kolomwani, Xavi Simons, players who are agile and free-moving. And that kind of suits Yoro more. That's where Maguire kind of struggles. Against more direct teams, you'd probably pick Maguire over Yoro. But against fast transition teams, you'd want a a defender like Yaro in your team. He's our fastest defender. He's really good recovery and in transition. So I wouldn't drop Yaro, even though he didn't exactly play that well against Forest. I'd still keep him in for this game. Question about the front three as well. Sesko was pretty poor against Forest. He had one kind of shot in the first half. He just looks a bit off in terms of his timing of runs and knowing when to make certain runs. There's a few times where we kind of hook balls into the box and he was on the edge of the box. There was times where he was coming short where he should have been running in behind. He still did make a couple good runs though, to be fair. There was one where I think it was Bruno or maybe it was Cunha in the first half against Forest, who kind of played a ball over the top and he tried to control it with the top of his studs and it just rolled away into the keeper's hands. So yeah, he's shown good signs, Sesko, in the last 4 or 5 weeks. The Forest game though wasn't his best, and there was just seemed to be a lack of communication and a lack of understanding of where he needs to be, which again, that takes time, playing with new teammates, playing in a new system. He is showing signs of promise, so I wouldn't throw him out of this game. I'd keep him in this game. There was a question about Mount should come back into the team and put Cunha up front. I kind of want to leave Cunha in that number 10 role. That's where I think he's at his best. I do think though as well, Cunha is dropping quite deep, which I think that's habit from his time at Wolves. He basically has to drop in at number 8 at Wolves. He did have to collect the ball and drive forward with it. He doesn't necessarily have to do that now. Not that Casemiro is the best midfielder to kind of zip balls into your feet, but Bruno can definitely do that. And I think he just needs to kind of get in more advanced positions and wait for the ball to come to him rather than him come to the ball. I'm all for proactive players getting involved and showing what they can do. I just would rather he do it higher up the pitch. I understand sometimes that's not always possible, especially with that two-man midfield, which is so fragile. He does have to drop in. But like for the last 10-15 minutes against Forest, I thought he was playing a bit too deep. There was one chance where he kind of got at edge of the box and had a shot. But other than that, Cunha didn't really get too close to the goal, or as close as we'd like him to. So I hope in this game he kind of does play a bit more advanced and holds his position a bit higher. Obviously, there's times he'll have to drop in and help the midfield. That's normal. That's what happens when you have a non-functioning midfield. But yeah, I'd like to see him play a bit higher, and but definitely in those kind of left-sided number 10 roles. Mbeumo, no complaints with Mbeumo really. The Forest game wasn't his best game, but he's on fire the last few weeks. He's our biggest goal threat. So keep on that right-hand side. I'm liking him and Ahmad's link-up, although I'm still not a fan of them both showing inside. Sometimes it works great. Other times it's a bit too predictable. Again, these are new players. It's going to take time to start gelling and to get the exact roles and relationships down to a T. So we just got to be patient. Tottenham, I watched them against Chelsea. They were absolutely useless. They remind me of what they were like under Mourinho. Just stagnant, boring, no ideas. And Chelsea, I mean, that was a really easy game for Chelsea. 1-0 flattered Tottenham. I thought Chelsea walked all over them. And I don't think Chelsea are that good either, to be honest. So I don't think we have anything to fear, despite them beating us over and over again last season. I actually don't think we have anything to fear with this Tottenham team. Obviously, we don't have a great record at the new Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Maybe that's one thing you can look at, but I don't know. I just think with how the two teams have been playing the last few weeks, I'd put us at favourites. That doesn't make me that confident though, but I am going to go for a 2-1 United win. I don't think we'll keep a clean sheet. Unfortunately, we never really keep clean sheets. I think Sunderland is our only game this season where we kept a clean sheet. So chances are we're not going to keep a clean sheet, but I do think we'll get a couple goals. I can see Mbeumo scoring again, giving us a 2-1 win. But I'm also a bit apprehensive because I know how much pain this Tottenham team has caused me. And when I see the teams come out, I'm going to get a flashback to back in May when they did us in the Europa League final. But look, we have to just wait and see what happens. So yeah, guys, let me know what you think the score is going to be in the comments. I'm going to go for 2-1 United. I will be doing a review after the game. Hopefully I'll get that up maybe Sunday evening, Monday morning. And hopefully it's a positive review. So yeah, thanks very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.